More from Mark throughout the programme, but we start at the County Ground, where an all-ticket crowd of almost 12,000 saw the West Country derby, Swindon Town against Bristol Rovers. Both sides looking to improve on disappointing midweek performances. Swindon drawing at home and Rovers suffering their first defeat this year. League leaders Swindon Town were desperately disappointed not to extend their advantage to 5 points when Brentford became the first side to score twice here in the league in a 2-2 draw on Wednesday night. And it's their home form which has held back their charge towards regaining First Division status with 6 home draws in 15 games. Manager Steve McMahon still unavailable through injury. He makes just one change with Martin Ling losing his place to Lee Collins. Signed from Scottish League side Albion Rovers for £15,000 in November, Collins is described as a midfielder in the McMahon mould. He played in an auto windscreen shield tie before Christmas, but this is his full league debut in Swindon colours. Bristol Rovers also suffered a setback in midweek. A 3-2 defeat at Wrexham was their first reverse in 11 games. Apart from wanting to bounce back from that result, John Ward's men are looking for revenge for a 4-1 home defeat by Swindon in September. But their chances may have suffered a major blow, with informed striker Peter Beadle ruled out after going down with a stomach upset. So just a few weeks after his 21st birthday, there's another chance for Martin Paul in attack. He hasn't started in the first team this year and has just one league goal to his credit, scored in Rovers' 2-0 win over Brentford in September. It's Bristol Rovers then who get the game underway here at the County Ground. Torrential rain at Swindon this morning. Groundsman Jeff Warren and his team using special squeegee machines to make sure the surface water was off the pitch. And it doesn't look too bad now. And our referee today, John Lloyd, who comes from Wrexham in Wales. Allison peels away. Channing gets the tackle in. Rovers, as I say, made a few tactical changes here. Channing's playing at left back, Paul's playing in midfield, and it's Miller who's playing up front with Marcus Stewart. They're having to defend at the moment. Swindon's Paul Allen whips in a good cross. Thorne's there, great header clear. In fact, it's been given as a goal kick, so Thorne must have got the last touch. Good early attack from Swindon. Paul Allen making progress down the right, whipped in a deep cross to the far post. Thorne was there, but he couldn't get the header on target. Allison lost Channing, gets the cross. Away by Matthew, only to Drysdale. Now Collins, 1-2 with Thorne. Collins, good save, Andy Collett. Straight at him, to be fair. But important he clung on to it. Swindon still probing for a better angle to get the ball in. They won't do so, though. Or will they? Robinson battling away with Paul. Linesman says free kick to Swindon. Martin Paul doesn't agree, but the referee does. Looked a little bit of 6 and 2 threes, but Swindon have got the verdict and they've got a free kick in an interesting position. Gooden whips it in. Heads go up, Allison's there. Well, not so far away from his 15th of the season. Big favourite now at Swindon, Wayne Allison. Rose well to meet the free kick. Good power in the header, but not the direction. Gurney drives it forward. Robinson content to leave it for his keeper. Collins lost out. Browning to Stewart. Paul Miller, chance for Rovers. Straight at Digby, the follow-up's gone in. Bristol Rovers have the lead, and it's who else but Marcus Stewart who scored the goal. Well, a real mix-up in the home defence. Browning who nicked the ball. Miller looked as though he might score. Digby got a block in, but Stewart following up. netted with some ease. Stewart's 23rd goal of the season, and he really is on fire at the moment. Bristol Rovers 1-0 up. So Bristol Rovers fans making all the noise at the moment. And the team beginning to assert themselves now on the field. Miller, could be two, good save Digby. The keeper angry with his defenders for allowing Paul Miller through again. It was Worrell Sterling's pass which caught Swindon a little square. Miller, the shot was on target, but Digby able to get it away with his legs. Swindon still trailing, still looking for inspiration. Seagraves. Thorne's pointed to where he wants it, gets the knockdown for Horlock. He's forced to turn away from goal. Robinson. Allison's underneath it. Gooden, well charged down. Horlock! Great defence from Rovers. They're not out of the woods yet. Robinson. Allison's header, off the post, off the line. Handball, shout the home fans. Nothing doing, says the ref. And somehow Bristol Rovers are surviving. Away by Channing. Back in from Drysdale. Real pressure on the visitors' goal now. Horlock, Allison, and finally Collett plunges on it. Well, Swindon Town won't come any closer to an equaliser. Lovely cross, Allison's header off the woodwork, off the line. And eventually Bristol Rovers managed to get the ball clear. A real scare. Allison. Wide for Mark Robinson. Good cross by him, everybody missed it, and Thorne's put it over. Oh, Kevin Horlock threw himself at it first time. Couldn't believe that he missed it. Found its way through to Peter Thorne, and he somehow spooned it over the top. Tilson covering this one. His clearance puts the ball safely out of harm's way. Just organising his defenders, the Rovers captain. They've been caught napping a bit here. Gooden, good save. Bravely in again by Andy Collett. It was Peter Thorne coming in on the goalkeeper, but he clung on well. Rovers just guilty of ball watching there. Gooden got a fine strike in. Collett couldn't hold it first time. He dived in to make sure at the second attempt. Collins sprays it wide for Seagraves. Robinson outside him. Coming back inside from the touchline. Forward by Collins. Good build-up from Swindon. Allison. Horlock. Well, he should have scored. Kevin Horlock, a hat-trick against Rovers in the away leg, but he just delayed too long there. Allison's lovely layoff right into his path, but it's Andy Tilson who gets a vital foot in for Bristol Rovers. Well, Swindon in command at the start of this second half, but they haven't got that equaliser yet. Bristol Rovers defending well. Robinson fires one forward. The substitute Finney's after this one and wins the corner. Just seems to have livened up Swindon a little since he's come on, Steve Finney. Of course, still their club's top scorer with 15 goals. We're looking for one more now. Drysdale with the kick, in swinger. Taylor's there. Horlock trying to get underneath it. Seagraves has a swing. It's mayhem in the Rovers' defence. Stewart should clear. It's not a good one though. Robinson back into the danger area. Allison. Still it won't go in. And finally Rovers scramble it away for another corner. They really were living dangerously for a moment. Already had one goalmouth scramble. Stewart's poor clearance. Back in from Robinson. Allison couldn't get a clean strike at it. And between Gurney and Billy Clark, they get it away. Drysdale finds Thorne, sharp challenge by TILLSON. Swindon win it back. Finney's flick on, Robinson's arriving, and just over the top from Mark Robinson. Not a bad effort from the fullback, cutting in from that far side. Lovely cross and flick on from Finney. Robinson only scored once for Swindon, not too far away from a second. Culverhouse, beautiful ball out to Robinson, right into his stride. His cross is deep, Allison tries to chest it down. Maybe should have gone for goal first time. Drysdale. Into Allison once more, shot blocked. Back in from Seagraves, Swindon really piling on the pressure. Allison again, straight at Andy Collett. Well, Wayne Allison had 3 chances there. The best of the 3. Spot of head tennis in the penalty area. It's Horlock who gets it across. Allison meets it well, but straight at the goalkeeper. Rare chance for Rovers to break out of defence. Marcus Browning. Stewart ahead of him. Browning's gone for the return. Nice play by Rovers. Time for measure across. Stewart, super save by Digby. Really did well, and that's a sign of a top quality keeper. Applause from the Rovers fans. Digby's had virtually nothing to do this second half. When called upon, he made a super save. Taylor wins it for Swindon. Ball down by Matthew. Free kick, says referee Lloyd. Taylor quickly gone off to take up his position in the middle alongside Allison, Thorne and Finney. Drysdale who spots it up. Allison's there, and Allison has scored. The former Bristol City man gets a goal against Bristol Rovers, and it's 1-1. And the home fans are delighted. Super free kick from Jason Drysdale. Allison rose above Clark, and he gave Collett no chance at all. It's the big fella's 15th goal of the season, and it's brought Swindon right back into this match. We should be in for a cracking last 10 minutes. John Ward and Steve Cross, their side hanging on for so long, and suddenly they're beginning to wobble. Channing's back pass is not a good one. Rovers just beginning to show signs of strain. Andy Collett trying to calm things down. You just get the feeling that having cracked once, they could go again. Drysdale with the corner. Deep to the far post, Taylor's there, and Shaun Taylor. It's 2 in a minute for Swindon Town. And they've completely turned this game on its head. Bullet-like header from the Swindon skipper. Well, he scored against Rovers at Twerton. He's done it again here at the county ground. Again, perfect delivery by Drysdale. Nobody marking him, and Collett, well, he barely saw it. On clearance from Digby. Flick on. Keeper should get that. Time running out though for Bristol Rovers. Collett needs to get on with it. Indeed, it's all over, and Swindon Town have won the local derby. A pulsating game which really had everything you could wish for in a derby. It was Bristol Rovers who took an early lead thanks to Marcus Stewart, scorer after 12 minutes. They clung on to that for an awfully long time, pressed back into their own half. Wayne Allison finally got Swindon back on level terms. And just 60 seconds later, it was the captain, Shaun Taylor, who's won the game for Swindon. Just a couple of days short of his 33rd birthday. Nice present for him, good win for his side. It's finished Swindon 2, Rovers 1. Well, Shaun, you left it late in the end, but 2 goals in a minute won the day.
That's right, we felt first half, we had, against run and play, Bristol Rovers scored. We had to start off very well, and they scored with a bit of a mistake. Then after that, we hit the bar, and it's not going to be one of our days, a bit like on Wednesday. But we kept on going. The manager said after time, just keep on plugging away. And like I say, Wayne got a great header in to make it level and managed to pop in and put one in.
They always say a side's most vulnerable when it's conceded one goal, and you went up there, scored a second one straight away, turned out to be the winner.
I think we knew if we got the first one, which we needed, obviously quicker than we could get it, then we had a great chance, and it proved that. I mean, not saying they defended very well in the game, I mean, resolutely and everything, but we put pressure on them, and like I say, we got the 2 goals, and I think we thoroughly deserved it.
You got the perfect start, really, with a goal by Marcus.
Yeah, it was a good goal. You know, we took a chance well, and Paul Miller went through it and nearly got a second one for us. You know, first half was a good game. You know, we competed well in it. Second half, you know, we did struggle a little bit, and all credit to Swindon, really.
Well, Mark, an entertaining game, plenty of goalmouth incident, and in the end a question of nearly but not quite really for Bristol Rovers.
Yeah, certainly for Rovers. I think they were upset, obviously, Phil, because Beadle went down with a deli belly before the game, so he couldn't play, and it was a complete reshuffle. This was a goal. Browning really did well, nicked the ball in midfield. I think Miller got stuck under his feet, and of course Marcus Stewart, we seem to say this week in, week out in our programme, he's very, very hot at the moment. Good ball in by Stewart. Felt Miller, he wanted to hit it with his right foot, and it took a slight deflection. And unfortunately for Rovers, Stewart was there to follow it up. And this really was possibly the turning point in the whole game, because Miller's through from Sterling's pass. If he scores there, it's a good save by Digby, but if he scores there and takes it to 2-0, the whole complex of the game would have changed. But then it was a case of really when Swindon were going to score, although they left it late.
Swindon took some time to settle, but once they did, they really bombarded the Rovers' goal, didn't they?
Yes, they did. I think it's unfortunate the fact that Rovers virtually only had one up front, so they had to defend for most of the time. This is a great piece of play. I think both Gooden, both have shots. Eventually comes back out to Robinson. He waits, he picks his man, and of course it's Allison. Hits the far post, 2 people on the line. Clark eventually makes a clearance, but I mean that kind of action went on throughout the game 2 or 3 times. Robinson picks Allison out. It's a good header, you know, because headed back away where it's come from. It's virtually in, and of course Clark, 1 or 2 Swindon players were crying for a penalty, but it wasn't a penalty. It came off his thigh and then he cleared it.
You felt that the break really had to come, and in the end, when one came, like buses, another one came along straight away.
That's certainly right, isn't it? And I think, you know, it was just getting to that stage, virtually 80 minutes, where I'm sure Swindon never thought they were going to win. Drysdale's ball in. It's a good header by Allison. What he's done is used the defender just to lean on him and just redirect the pace on the ball. It's hit left foot, lots of pace, and he's just caught it with the outside of his head, and Collett had absolutely no chance. It's a super goal, but I'm sure the Swindon and the supporters must have thought today's not really going to be the day. Rose had defended so resolutely throughout the game. And this, again, good pressure by a centre forward. It's amazing when your confidence is up. You know, there's less than 10 minutes to go, you're at home, you're trying to get the winning goal, and you force defenders challenging in that instance to make mistakes. And how many times have we seen this season, Phil? Look at that man, virtually unstoppable when the ball's played in there. He's very, very difficult to stop. Although Rovers' defending is not good. But what a super head. I think that was possibly his 5th of the season. Certainly, I know there's at least 4 with his head, but thunderous header. It's a bit like the olden days when you used to see those goals going week in, week out.
So a great comeback for Swindon, still on course really for promotion and the championship.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think every manager whose team gets beaten by them are all saying, you know, they are the best side in the league. I'm certain that they are, and I'm certain they'll go up as champions.
Swindon are used to getting their own way, so when Bristol Rovers went and took the lead through Marcus Stewart with their first attack, shock set in. Town were all over the place. A wave of panic almost washed them away. Luckily, they found their form and their heads in the second half. 2 goals in 2 minutes won the game. Wayne Allison got the first. And then skipper Shaun Taylor thumped home the second. The winner, Swindon 2, Bristol Rovers 1.